Hey, David,
Hey
how are you,
Dean, how
man?
are you? I'm doing
Good to see you
well.
again.
So yeah, thank you so much. But to those who don't know, last month I had a chance to interview Dean at his office in Arizona, and it was amazing. People loved the interview. So I got him back here today, live with us on Instagram, to share his wisdom with all of you. How are you
I'm
doing,
doing really
Dean?
good, and the interview was fun, man. It was a pleasure meeting you in person. Thanks for flying all the way down here to spend time with us.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me to your office. All right, so last time we talked a lot about like mindsets, business, self-education, knowledge business, and all kind of stuff. Well, just let everybody catch up with us. Can you talk a little bit about yourself, your background, and how did you get started with your entrepreneurial journey
Yeah,
so that people who doesn't know you can
yeah.
catch
What's
up?
up? And by the way, hey everybody, good to have you here. I see a bunch of people are on right now. Okay, let me tell you how my entrepreneurial journey started. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur when I was young. And there was no doubt, there was no question, there was no fear. I wasn't afraid. I just did it. I never failed once. No, I'm lying. That is completely not true. Um, if anybody tells you that, I think they're full of something, and you know what that is. Let me just tell you, like most of you, if you're here with David, if you're a part of this call right now, if you're on Instagram with us right now, you follow him, maybe you follow me, you follow other people. I bet to say you want another level of life, right? Next level of impact, next level of success. You want more freedom, you want more significance. If I'm on point, give me a thumbs up or a hell yes, right? So that sets you apart. I mean, if you weren't, you'd be watching the Kardashians or something, right? There's other entertainment. You'd be binging on Netflix. I guess that's a better one. I don't know the Kardashians. I'm not trying to dog them. My only point is this. When you want another level, I believe at this phase of my life, and I could go into my story and I'll tell that, but I had every bit of doubt. I had a voice telling me, hey, you didn't go to college, you're not that smart. You didn't come from money, you don't know how to make money. You didn't come from people who started their own businesses, were successful. You lived in a small town. Like I think all of us have those voices, whatever they are. And if you went to college and everything was perfect and you had the most amazing parents in the world, you still doubt yourself because we pick up these traits from our parents, from school, from outside society, from the news, and all that crap just gets bundled inside of here. And when you say, I'm ready to start my entrepreneurial journey, I'm ready to do my own thing, I'm ready to launch this business, let me know if you can say amen or heck yes, but is there that moment when you're doing it, or even if you have your business and you're going to scale, there's this inner voice that says, whoa, 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 I don't know if today's the right time. Whoa, you're going to try to advertise on Facebook? That's what everybody's doing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, your family's going to think you're nuts. That's not what you went to school for. You're wasting your college money, and plus you have college debt. So the whole point is, I just want to tell you, I can tell you my story. I didn't go to college, didn't have money, had dyslexia. Everybody thought I was crazy. I tried, I failed, I tried, I failed. But here's the most important part. You're always going to have both voices. One that tells you you're crazy, one that believes all the crap you hear from everybody else, and you're going to have that other voice that says, no, we can do this. Let's learn from somebody else who's already been there. Let's implement. Let's take massive action. Let's build up our courage muscle, right? Everybody's looking for confidence. A lot of times we just need courage. We don't know if it's going to fail. Yes, we're scared. Courage is when you still do it even though you're scared. Courage is when you still register the URL, you tell people, you go live on Instagram or Facebook for the first time. Courage is when you tell your spouse, your friend, your parents, I'm doing this anyway. Doesn't matter what you think, I'm doing this. That's courage. So I can digress on this a lot, but here's what I know, David. The reason I'm so passionate about it is because I'm 51. I started in business for myself at 16. I started a firewood business. Then I started fixing wrecked cars and selling them. Then I got a tow truck business. Then I started buying run-down houses for no money down and turning them into apartments. I've done everything you could possibly imagine. But through the entire journey, I still had a voice saying, you're an imposter. This isn't going to work. You're going to fail. And I had family members sit me down and tell me the same thing. And the truth of the matter is they were all wrong, David. And I just want to share that with everybody. Remember, they don't make statues of critics. I'm not trying to be rude. It's just, if you're here, if you're following David, who's an awesome dude, I got to meet him in person. He cares at a high level, giving you capabilities and inspiring you. You just got to stay in the game. You got to stay in the game because life's going to be difficult no matter what. You're going to get people are going to let you down. You're going to be afraid. All those things are going to happen. You might as well do it being an entrepreneur. If you're going to face life, you might as well do it on your own terms, because a little bit of hard work now can lead to a lifetime of next level success. So that really wasn't my story, David, but that's the path I went down. What else can I do to deliver value to everybody watching?
Okay, well, a lot of people have a question. Well, I guess here's my question for you. There's a saying that you get paid directly in direct proportion to the value you create. What is your thought on that statement?
100%. Like, listen, if you want to just get a job where you put time and effort in, right? You show up on time. Maybe you goof around on Instagram, Facebook. You just put your time in. 5 o'clock, you punch out. That's a job. And that's what a lot of the world settles for. And they're not delivering value to the job owner. They're doing just enough to get by. So let me just ask you this. Why is it two people can live in the same area, have similar parenting styles, go to similar schools, but why is it one person can make $57,000 a year and one person make 5.7 million and someone else make 50 million bucks? How is that possible? What differentiates them? Is it luck? Did one person just fall under a lucky star? Is one person work harder than the other person? If you were going to equate one difference, it's the amount of value they bring to that company, to themselves, or to the world. There's no other determining factor. If you have someone that you're competing with in a current job, if they got the promotion you didn't, someone thinks they bring more value than you. If you have two restaurants across the street from each other and one is massively packed, one is delivering more value, probably better marketing too. But your growth and your ability to scale your income is in direct proportion to what you give back and the value you bring. Simple as that.
Yep, that was one of the biggest lessons I learned from you last time. It's all about creating the value and creating impacts on people's lives, right? So we talked about mindset last time. And a lot of people say that, okay, now I spend time reading all these books, I watch videos, I learn, I practice my mindset. After someone who has acquired the right mindset, what else do they need to become successful?
Okay, guys, I'm not going to try to oversimplify it for you, but for most of you, I've probably been in this game longer, right? I sold my first pile of firewood at 15 years old, and I've been in business for myself ever since. And I've failed miserably. Promise you, miserably. But you need three things to be successful. You need three things. Let me just ask you, give me a thumbs up if you've ever bought a course, read a book, or been to an event that you thought was amazing, and you're like, I'm going to change my life because of this course. I'm going to change my life because of this event. I'm going to change my life because of this book. But then something fell off. It just didn't happen. You didn't start the business. You didn't go into e-commerce or whatever it is you were going to do. You were close, but it didn't happen. If that's happened, you let me know. Just be honest. I'll tell you one of the three things that we're missing is you need the mindset. So we already talked about it, because if you don't have a bulletproof mindset, if you don't have an unstoppable mindset, you will get tripped up by your friends who tell you you're crazy, your parents who question you, the first time a partner lets you down or the money doesn't come through. If you don't have an unstoppable, I'm burning the boats mindset, I promise you'll go back into mediocrity and you'll settle for an okay life. So mindset, absolutely. But after the mindset is there, like, I got this, David. Now, then you need the strategy and tactics from someone who's already done it. There is no reason and there's no time to learn from your own trial and error in today's world. We just don't have time for it. The world is growing exponentially. That by the time you figure out the 2.0 version, the 5.0 version's out, and you're like, oh my God, I got to learn 5.0. And you get done, trial and error, and they're on 6.0. So we have to learn from someone who's already been there. I guess people could go back to school, but schools haven't caught up either. You get a lot of general knowledge, not specialized knowledge. So one is mindset. Number two, strategy and tactics, specialized knowledge, right? Tony Robbins and I teach people how to be in the knowledge industry. Specialized knowledge. We've been in it for 60 years. If we don't know how to teach people to do it, nobody in the world. But you want to be anything. You want to be an artist. You want to cut hair. You want to, whatever it is you want to do, learn from someone who's already been there. And make sure they actually have success in it. So mindset, strategy, and tactics from someone who's already done it. Now, you may have been there in your life. You're fired up, you got something, but you missed the third part. The third part is implementation, massive action. And that's one of the, if you missed out on a course of training, something you desired, one of these three were missing. Mindset, tactics from somebody who's done it, or the implementation. And that's why, you know, I've obsessed, and so my partner Tony, we work so hard to make sure bulletproof mindset, tactics that work, and then how do I immediately implement? How do I take what I learned and put it in play today? Because you've been there. If you don't put it in play today, you go, oh, I'll figure that out next week. Or maybe I'll get a Kajabi or a ClickFunnels account. Or maybe I'll build something on IG. Maybe I'll get followers on Facebook. No, I think I should do YouTube. No, I heard LinkedIn's good. And if there's a little bit of confusion, what happens, everybody? A little bit of confusion, you go, I'll do it next week. Boom, 6 months go by, a year go by. How fast has the last year gone by, right? So remember that. Mindset, tactics, and strategy from somebody who's done it, and then immediately implement and take massive action. Fail forward if you must.
Okay, so last time we also talked about quite a bit about the knowledge business, which is kind of related to what you just talked about, right? Like you have to learn from somebody who has done it already. Can you explain what exactly is the knowledge business to those who doesn't know what it is, and how do you discover that?
Yeah. So just think about this. I kind of already shared it, and I know this is in my head right now because Tony Robbins and I are going live in 4 days. Oh my God, we went live last year. We only do it once a year, and it was insane. Over 200,000 people were on the live last year. This year, it's already bigger than it was last year, so it's going to be a monster. So I'm in this zone of talking about it, feeling it. So excuse me if I go too fast and kind of brush over the little pieces. But the knowledge industry is basically this. I said it before. If you want to get ahead in life, there's only 3 ways. Go back to school, get more general knowledge, learn from your own trial and error, or learn from somebody who's already done it. Not necessarily a professional teacher, a professional doer who's willing to share their expertise, right? So the knowledge industry is growing exponentially. Forbes says it'll be 3 times the size, one of the fastest growing industries in the world, because people are going no to school, no to trial and error. Who's already done this? I want to learn to market. Let me find someone who's already marketed. I want to learn. Listen, and it's grown even bigger than this. And David and everybody watching got to listen to this. Not only is your skill, your hobby, a passion, an expertise, an experience extremely valuable to somebody who's starting on day one. If you're a chapter ahead of them, a year ahead, 6 months ahead, they're going to go through all the struggles you went through unless you shared with them what you know. That's the knowledge industry. But here's the biggest needle mover. That you know, 'cause Tony and I have been doing this for a year. We have 24,000 members around the world, 150 countries, in over 4,300 different niches, every niche you could possibly imagine. But what people are also doing, David, is turning their mess into their message. So if you take something like Kristen, she went through a divorce and it was getting really ugly and it was affecting her children. And then all of a sudden she realized, no, that's not going to work. She built a framework around it. She created a strong relationship with her ex. Her kids started to thrive. Now, what does she do? She extracts that message, that mess, and she's helping parents go through a divorce, not mess up their kids. And that's her life now. Her success, she's doing event after event. We have a great mom whose kids had eczema. She cured the eczema. Now she's doing trainings on how to cure eczema. But we have people who've been in management for 20 years. And they're like, hey, I know how to fail miserably and how to succeed in management. And they're training new managers how to do it better, quicker, and faster. But that's every industry you could possibly imagine. The world is saying no to traditional, no to trial and error, and I want to find somebody who's done it. And that doesn't mean you have to have initials after your name and been doing it for 20 years. It just means that you have the ability to extract what you know, share it with people, and that's really the knowledge industry. There's somebody today starting off where you started a year, 5, 10 years ago, and you have the ability to impact their lives, to allow them to go faster, to not learn through their own trial and error, and simultaneously create success in your own life. And that's what we've done. Tony and I just figured it was time to create the gold standard blueprint for anybody who wanted to transition or do something more impactful, something more meaningful in their life. And that's why we're going live again, and we're so stoked.
So if somebody who wants to enter the knowledge business, where can they learn, where can they get started?
Now, my team registered David's KBB. DavidsKBB.com. Go there right now, as soon as we're done. And all you're doing is registering for the live event so we can hold your spot. And then we'll go live February 27th at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We're only going live once a year. My dear friends, it's me and Tony Robbins, and our friends Russell Brunson and Jenna Kutcher are coming for the diversity. And what we're going to do is we're going to demystify the knowledge industry. We're going to show you what it's all about, why now, why it could be you. Second part is we're going to show you how to identify that mess or that skill or that hobby or that passion that you have that the world needs. And then the third, we're going to show you how to take that skill, hobby, or passion and create next level impact and success for yourself. Like I said, we did that last year, and I think it was the largest online training in the history of the world. I think this year we're going to break it. And if anything I said today intrigues you, I encourage you, go to davidskbb.com right now, register, reserve your spot.
So yeah, you can go to Davids, DAVIDSKBB.com. The link is also in my Instagram bio, so you can check out the link in my bio as well. All right, so you talk a bit about the people who really need this training, but what if they really not confident in themselves? They really don't believe that they can do this. Like they might have some skill, but they don't think that is for them. What would you say to that person? Why should that person show up to this live training?
So listen, anything in life is scary before you have the capabilities, right? Is it for everybody? Of course not. But is it for a bunch of people? Yes. Because in life, if you think about this, anything new, when I had my first daughter, I was scared to death. You know, you take home this little baby, I'm like, oh my God, there's nobody around to help, like no instructions. I was scared, but I had to have courage to gain the capabilities. And once I started interviewing other dads and reading books, and I learned from people that were great fathers and mothers, I became a really good dad. But I was scared at first, and that's just like anything. It's like if you want to impact other people, do something more meaningful, going into the knowledge industry might seem scary, but when you have two people that have been doing it for 60 years, break it down. Kind of like Kaizen. How do you run a 1,000-mile race? One step at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you enter the knowledge industry? Is one piece at a time. Learn it, gain the confidence, and follow someone who's already been there. And again, if you're looking for some magical way to get rich overnight, that's not what this is. If you're looking for some business in a box, that's not what it is. But if you want to enter an industry that's exponentially growing, one of the fastest industries in the world, want to do something where you make an impact, something where you love to wake up every day and help other people, then I'd suggest you register and come see for yourself. It's a couple hours that could change your life, or it's a couple hours where you could say, not for me, but thanks for watching.
All right, that's awesome. If you were to give like really one tip, one secret to success, what would it be?
I have to default back to something you probably already know, and that's change your story. The only thing that stands between people going from where they are to where they want to go is the story they tell themselves on why it won't work, on whose fault it is, the economy, the money, the time, the effort. It's always the story. If you want, Google people that are like you and find a whole bunch of successful people that had less, had more obstacles, and still made it happen because they shifted their story. Change the story on why it can happen, and you'll change your life.
That's awesome. All right. I know you only have a limited amount of time here today. So is there any last word you want to tell my audience?
No, just thanks for being here with us. There's a million things you guys could do. There's a million. Oh my God, Instagram has lives going on and your feed is filled. For you to spend the time with us, I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you're here looking for another level of life, just keep devouring books. Keep following people who've already been there. Fill your mind. You can't go to the gym one day and expect to be in shape for the rest of your life. You can't gain personal growth or knowledge or capabilities one day, one weekend, expect to be successful. It's harder than you think to be successful, but it's 10 times more worth it than you'd ever expect. So gain capabilities from those that are doing it, go after it. And for those who show up live, really, really appreciate it. You guys are going to have an absolute blast. Be prepared for your mind to go. So register and we'll see you there.
I know. I'm so excited for that event. It's only in 3 days, guys. So make sure go register to that training right now. davidskbb.com, or you can go to the link in my Instagram bio right now. Register and sold up to that event. Dean and Tony, they're going to blow your mind up. Like, if you love what Dean just shared with us in the last 10, 15 minutes, leave a thumb up. Like, it's great. Like, on that day, it's going to be even more amazing. So register to that training right now. And thank you so much for your time, Dean.
Thank you,
I really appreciate you taking time out.
I appreciate you being a part of this, and we'll see you all soon. Bye, guys.
All right, see you guys.
Most people aren't going to succeed. And if you're going to be the exception, not the rule, you got to understand what stops people from succeeding. Most people don't live the life of their dreams. You know it, I know it. Most people in North America are not fit, and healthy. They are not in the relationship they want, where there's love and passion sustained over decades. Most people are not earning what they want to earn. Most people are not as happy as they really want to be.
Trying to figure out my why. Why do I exist? What's my purpose?
I had no idea why I was working here. I was starting from scratch and I had absolutely no momentum.
I'm here because Dean and myself want to see you be able to have the same joy we have. This joy of being able to take what's inside your head or other people's heads that can really be useful and make it an enjoyable process for people to learn on their own, to tap this power of self-education from learning from people that know what they're talking about because they're producing the results consistently. It has nothing to do with biography. It has nothing to do with background. It has nothing to do with resources. Resources are not the problem. The problem is people are not resourceful enough. And so in this very first session, before we get into the content, you and I have to get really clear, what does it take to succeed? And the answer is massive, relentless action. And I've been obsessed my entire life with the few who do versus the many who talk, versus the many who have excuses, versus the many who have reasons why it won't work out. But reasons aren't going to get you where you want to go. Results come from an obsession with getting yourself to take action.
I created my first live event, an online subscription-based program, and I'm getting ready to go live in August.
I'm looking to open my first mastermind in about 2 weeks' time.
I know how to launch a good project. I know how to bring it to fruition. So that is what my mastermind is going to be about.
I wrote a book. I have an online course. I have launched more masterminds. I do weekly masterminds. I have a monthly one.
This is the perfect platform for you to discover precisely what you're capable of.
Really help others, make an impact. That's really what I want.
I'm in an industry where I've seen so many people come and go over the decades, and here I am 42 years later, and the difference is the ability to understand momentum. I would make a decision today about how you're going to play this game. If you play this game right, if you play this game for mastery, not dabbling, it's going to be one of the best investments you ever made in your life, but it's going to require you executing. Am I making sense? If I sound like I'm pushing hard on you, I am. It's because I want you to have the victories that you deserve. If you have enough hunger, then you have what it takes to make it happen, but you're going to have to get yourself in the right habits. And if you're watching this, you're either one of those people and you want to dig it out, or you see those people and you want to bring their gifts to the world as your gift to the world.
If you'd like to join Tony Robbins and I for our special webcast training, click the link below right now and reserve your spot. If you'd like to learn how to take what you know, your knowledge, your expertise, your experience, share it with others, then you can't miss this training. Click the link below and reserve your spot before it's too late.